Hello everyone, today I'll show you how you can use expressions to automatically synchronize effects with the music, without any manual keyframing. Here's what we'll be creating. Now let's begin editing. Here I have made a quick compilation of 3 clips, with cuts synchronized to the music by hand. It looks decent, but we can do a lot better with this technique. First I will create a new solid called Sound Keys. And add the Sound Keys effect to it. We need to tell Sound Keys what our music clip is. And then we see a nice spectrum of all the frequencies. We can turn the clips off for now. If we play it, we can see that the bass frequencies are what we need. If we select the Sound Keys effect, we can change the shape of the box that our output on the right is showing. This shape works well for this song, but you'll need to play around with it yourself to see what works best. With this in place, we can apply the output with this Apply button. You can see that Sound Keys has now made keyframes in this Output 1 variable. If we double-click it, we can see them in our timeline. Now we can use this variable in other effects. First, we need to create a new adjustment layer. I'll place it under the Sound Keys. We can disable the Sound Keys and enable the clips. The first effect I'll be applying is the brightness and contrast effect. This just brightens up our clip, and we'll use it to make a sort of light flash. To do this, hold Alt and click on the little stopwatch icon of the brightness. We can now see in the timeline that we have created an expression for that value. Just drag from the swirl icon to the Output 1 of our Sound Keys. This will link the two together and make it so our brightness reacts to the keyframes we set earlier. This works well, and now we can add more effects. This time I'll add the CC Radio Blur effect. The standard type isn't what we're looking for, but we can change it to straight zoom for a blurry zoom effect. Now the amount variable controls the amount of zoom. We can once again hold Alt and click the stopwatch icon, which will take us to the expression. Now we can just copy the expression from the brightness and paste it in the blur amount. This blur and zoom are a bit much, so we can reduce it by simply dividing it by something like 3. That looks a lot better already. The hits still don't look that powerful. We can use an effect called S-Shake to give the clip a little shake. You can see that the amplitude variable determines how much shake there is. We'll enable motion blur on it because that makes the whole thing look a lot less choppy. We can again hold Alt and click the stopwatch icon, and edit the expression as we wish. You can see that the shake is way too much because the values of amplitude are a lot lower than those from our sound keys output. That's why I will divide it by 50. That already looks quite good, but as you can see at the start of the clip, the screen shakes already when the bass hasn't hit yet. To fix this, we can just subtract a value like 0.3 from it because our amplitude cannot go below 0. This will make it so any value between 0 and 0.3 will be set to 0. Now we're almost done. One more trick is to offset the keyframes of our output by a few frames, to make the keyframes feel more instant and responsive. To do this we can use another expression, this time on the output itself. Hold Alt and click once more, and use the value at time function to set the time to take the value from to the current time, plus a few frames with the frames to time function. I'll use 2 frames since that works well most of the time. That's a bit better. In this expression, we can also multiply the output value by some amount. If we, for example, multiply it by 2, we can see that all the effects are a lot stronger. And if we multiply it by a smaller value like 0.7, we can make them lighter, which looks good in my case. Thanks for watching. That was it already. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and I'll respond as soon as possible. Finally, here is the before and after edit once more.